So how do you become a furry? All right.
So I've gotten this video recommended to me ever since I've done the whole normies invading furry conventions or going to furry conventions and having a good time and like showing off their experiences in a vlog or video. I've gotten recommended a plethora of videos like these. But one in particular has been recommended to me a lot from time to time from someone known as CondensedNuts. I love that name alone. I don't know how I haven't watched this video yet. I guess maybe because I've been saving it. That wouldn't make too much sense. I don't know how I haven't seen it yet, because that name alone has convinced me that yes, I need to watch at least one of those videos, like CondensedNuts. In fact, they reached out to me to send me their video to potentially go over and I guess review like the other ones. Let me actually say, you might like this as a ton of positivity after you did somewhat inspired with your Normie invasion video. Oh, so I guess I inspired someone to go out and actually try a furry Wait, are they even a furry? Am I inspiring non-furries to go to furry conventions to have a good time? Oh my God. Wow. They're not a furry? I thought they just like did the whole thing and wanted to go over and do like their showcase of a convention. They went to a convention because they were inspired by, I guess, something that I said or what I did in one of my videos. I mean, I'm flattered, but at the same time, what I did was a reaction to someone else's reaction. You see where I'm somewhat disappointed on my end of it. But still, okay, you know what? Now I gotta watch this. If not for the name, CondensedNuts, but then for the fact that they tried something that I recommended that they're not even a furry to begin with, or weren't a furry. Maybe they are now? I don't know. But still, I have been recommended this video so many times. They also reached out to me on Twitter to say, hey, you know, if you want to check this out, you should totally do it. Which they didn't really say it. They just were like showing me their video. But today we're going over condensed nuts. Quite literally, they're in a can. It's a can of condensed nuts. It's like condensed milk, but it's nuts instead. How does that work? I don't want to think about it. But name aside, hilarious AF. But I wanted to go over this video that's been recommended time and time again. Furry for a day. I've seen this pop up in my recommended when I search up furry on YouTube. Haven't watched it yet for some reason. I feel like I should have just by the name condensed nuts. But I thought, you know what? We might as well give it a shot. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing what's going on here. It's a normie, non-furry, going to a furry convention, and they got Kleekai in the thumbnail. So, you know, this has to be good. I mean, even based on this thumbnail. Story of a poll. I might need to check out this dude's channel. This is awesome. But you have recommended this video to me, chat, at least like twice now. I did not know what you meant by condensed nuts, and then I remembered and put 2 and 2 together like 10 minutes ago, and so that's why we're here. I want to check out this video today. I want to go over their furry for a day experience and like see what their thoughts were overall. Furry for a day by Condensed Nuts. I'm going to take every opportunity I can to say condensed nuts, okay? Every single opportunity.
Furries, one of the most misunderstood cultures on the internet.
Yes.
A subgroup that is met with unrelenting, unnecessary hatred and disgust across platforms.
Well, yes. I like where this is going. They're speaking truth within the first 10 seconds. I mean, the footage, not necessarily. It's just showcasing all the shit furries get online. But I'd say that this is pretty good. They're doing a good job so far. They already know how misinformed a lot of people are with regards to furry and how much shit they get on the internet for no reason when they're just doing their own thing. I like it. No, the cute tato. Oh, no, the Flash gets footage. I'm already content. I already know that this is going to go well. They are already stating and going past, like, I don't know, the vocal majority of mainstream and being, I guess, disgusted in furries because it's a meme, you know, low-hanging fruit, you know, furries, disgusting, you know, because, like, most people do that. So, like, this person is already distancing themselves from that. I don't know how you found all that weird furry hater footage, but kudos to you from standing separate from, like, what most of mainstream sees furries as. And like saying what you said. I appreciate that. 11 seconds in too.
Commonly misinterpreted and portrayed online and across media as weird, gross, sexual deviants that deserve to be euthanized. But has anyone ever stopped to wonder, is this truly the case?
No, people haven't. People don't do that. But you're asking a good question that not too many people ask, so I appreciate it.
What exactly is a furry? What really goes on behind the scenes? And more specifically, what goes on at their conventions? Oh, it's high time that
What does happen?
finally sets out to unveil the truth behind the furry fandom. So join us as we head down to Boston to learn what being a furry is all about.
I love that getup. I'm giving it a 9.5 out of 10. Haven't seen anyone wear something like this at a con. First off, love the voice. Voice, 10 out of 10. Could listen to you, like, narrate forever. Second, I love the fit. I like it. So, hey, I'm excited. Also, again, you're going to a furry convention to learn about furries. That is some massive respect. Most people... There's the Tompkins I went to! It was Tompkins! Hold on, I'm sorry. I went to that Tompkins, like, multiple times at A&E. Also, I was at this convention, too. It's at their New England, at their new spot, and all that. But I was at that Tompkins that you drove by multiple times. There it is! Tompkins! You can see the outline of it. Look, as someone that lives close to Boston, I have to have the way you say Duncan. Tompkins! No one says it that way, but it's fun to over-exaggerate it. The amount of friends that I have in Boston are like, oh yeah, I gotta get some donks. I'm gonna go and get some donks, and I am just like, Tompkins! You know, just like the energy. Pure bass in that. Also, you're going to a furry convention to learn about furries. Again, massive respect. Most people would just, like, go to the first thing they find on Google. You're being so hands-on with this. I like it. Not too many people were hands-on. It's like, huh, always wanted to learn about this one thing. Let me travel to go and see it so I can learn about it. Like, you traveled all the way to A&E too? Damn. I'm excited to see where this goes. You look ready.
I really don't want to go in there.
Good. Let's go home.
As one would expect, we were pretty hesitant at first, not knowing what we were about to walk into due to the massive misinterpretation.
No, actually, I don't blame you. The amount of times I have walked into some furry situation when I'm not prepared for it, it's usually like, what is going on here? It's like when you walk into my live streams and you hear me talking about something out of context. You don't know the context, so you're always wondering, what's going on here? What did I just walk into? But usually with like furry, it's not that bad. You just need a bit of context for what's going on beforehand, and usually it's fine. But still, you know, I can understand the hesitation. I mean, especially it's your first furry convention and you're going in with some level of misinformation about furries, but you're being honest. You already went all the way over here.
But we pulled it together and marched right in.
To a flashbang! Look at that. As soon as you walk into this hotel, it's just a flashbang on the wall. The big screen, the big projector, you just look at it. It's like that picture of Lemmy just waking up and just like looking, oh, like it's like you check your phone at night in your flashbang. To be fair though, this was a very pretty screen. It's just as soon as you walk in, it's like, Jesus, is that you? There's some joke in here that relating to Jesus, relating to furries.
Registration. With that, we are officially furries.
Condensed
I'll
nuts!
gut you in your sleep if you ever say that out loud again.
Oh.
The cameraman wasn't as eager to be here as I was, but regardless, we had a job to do with a lot of ground to cover. So it was time to get to work.
Why not? Just poor cameraman. Give the cameraman a hug. Lots of fursuiters there. They're not weird. I mean, yes, they are weird. Fursuiters, furries are weird. We're all weird. They don't smell. They're usually just fluffy, and they just clean their fursuit usually, so there's nothing to worry about. You're fine. Ooh, the dance comp. Ooh, fursuiters. Ooh, more fursuiters.
First stop took us to the Artist Valley in Dealer's Den, which represents the pure backbone behind the furry community.
Oh, I know this. I got glasses from them. I got a blanket from them. I need that fanny pack. I don't know what that is, but I like these suits here.
The artists. The furry fandom is built primarily behind many talented artists.
Yes.
Whether it be making a
That's
character
correct.
by reference or by creating a suit itself. These people put in countless hours and put in so much effort through commissions and artwork to make this culture come
to be fair, though, I'm just going to stop you right there. You've already done something that even I haven't ever done as a furry. And, you know, it should be, you know, maybe I'm doing something wrong. I haven't ever been to an artist alley at a furry convention. Also, I don't think it's called an artist valley, unless that's what Anthony New England called it specifically. But I have never been to an artist alley at a furry convention. I know. Weird for me to never have been in one. But you're already ahead of me on that. You've been to an artist alley so far. That's the first thing you went to at a furry convention. Kind of crazy, but also, damn, you're ahead of me when it comes to furry conventions. When you see the end of the video, you will know why I said the cameraman is a bit hardcore. Poor condensed nuts. I hope you're okay.
to life. Not to forget the amount of time that goes into making their
That's a lot of
chaos
fursuit heads.
suits. Regardless,
Corgi
there is
lobe.
so much talent behind this fandom, it is crazy.
Yes.
That's where these guys come in. This area gives these artists the opportunity to represent their crafts and offer their services to fellow members to help create certain characters and aspects.
You pretty much nailed it. You broke down what an artist alley is and what a dealer's den is. At its core, it's supposed to show off the talent of the fandom. And also what's available for you to like buy or purchase or artists that you might be able to commission. It's pretty much, you know, it's pretty much the way of you seeing the different talent in the furry fandom. You broke it down better than I have in the span of like the 5 years I've been in the fandom. So kudos to you for that. You got to keep in mind, there's a lot of talent, a lot of different art styles, a lot of different products to be made, a lot of different furry things to be made and bought, and they're all showcased here in one big area at a convention. That's what a dealer's den is, and an artist alley, which I guess they're technically connected to one another, but yeah, still.
Or by creating a suit itself. These people put in countless hours and put in so much effort through commissions and artwork to make this culture come to life. Not to forget the amount of time that goes into making their tails and suits.
I'm vibing to this music
Regardless,
too.
there is so much talent behind this fandom, it is crazy.
Yeah.
And that's where these guys come in. This area gives these artists the opportunity to represent their crafts and offer their services to fellow members to help create certain characters and aspects.
Now hold on. I want that dragon ducky. I didn't even know that was a thing. Now I know it's a thing, and now I want one. Oh, hey, there's Bray. Or Ollie, sorry. I'm just like, wait, that's Braybird. Oh, wait, no, that's Ollie. Door hole, very good. Yeah, so far I am already blown away by the commentary, by what you're saying in this video, and also just breaking it down the way you are. Like, I didn't even think to break down the whole artist alley and dealer's den as just showing off the pure talent of the fandom. Because you are right, furry artistry, or just like art in general, is like one of the core forms of self-expression and one of the core backbones to the furry fandom. Kind of all starts with art, if you think about it, because it's all conceptual, it's all fictional stuff, like all of our characters, like they're not real. I mean, they might be real via fursuit, but we bring them to life through our imagination and through self-expression. So that's where you have this, and that's a pretty good way of highlighting it. I didn't even think about that. So yeah, you're already doing a better job than I am, and you're not even a furry. Damn, good job.
Create certain characters and aspects. Here they sell just about anything, including but not limited to...
That's my plushie! That's me! That's Amy's Stan. Corgi Beans. Or Build-A-Fur. Corgi Beans, yeah. That's me! Look, that's me right there! And this is also me! Wow! But yeah, you can get one of these plushies. Link somewhere. I don't know where. But these plushies are available to purchase like they were at Anthem New England. You can get one, I think. But yeah, go and support Corgi Beans or Build-A-Fur. They're wonderful. They've been absolutely wonderful to me and have done such amazing work. Like they did my sleepy-eyed plushie, Levi. With his own removable life jacket. Look at this. You can take it off and you can put it on other plushies like this too. It works out. If you're gonna show off the plushies in the video, I'm gonna do a shameless self promo. That's really it.
To art pieces,
Tails,
masks,
pins, masks,
underpants.
I could've lived
underpants.
a happy life without knowing this existed.
Nah, that's metal AF. There's nothing wrong with wearing underpants like that. It's another form of self-expression. Send nudes. I like that. Nothing wrong with that. That's the thing. If you're willing to put whatever on your underwear, you're someone who can be trusted. If you have like colored or printed underwear with different designs on it, you are someone that I can trust. End of story. But wait, what did the cameraman say?
Without knowing this existed.
Oh.
Moving on after that, the next stop on our journey took us to an area most people would recognize, the game room.
Game
I gotta say,
room.
it was pretty cool.
Gamer
They had
time.
every generation of game console there.
Yeah,
These
that
guys
too.
got some good What? Oh my god, that's still relevant? I'll be damned it is.
Yeah.
It gives me an idea.
Don't even think about it.
I know where that was going. Yeah, that's another thing. The game room where you can like play all sorts of games and whatever. They always go in. Like no matter the furry convention you are at, the game room always goes in. I think the last game room I was at Furry Week in Atlanta, and they had all sorts of like games and arcade machines set up there. It was crazy. It wasn't just like throwback consoles, but like fully fledged arcade machines, things you'd see like only at like a round one or something. I know there's a couple of round ones in Seattle or something. Pretty much the stuff that you'd find at arcades, you could basically go to a furry convention and use as well. That's the other thing.
The next stop on our journey
like
that
it.
caught our curiosity was the animal music.
Animal
How
music.
does that mean?
Tanya Song.
Well, I can honestly say I wasn't expecting a Jefferson Airplane cover. Also, fuck nationalism for some reason.
I love this song.
Well, that's good. At least you like something.
But I still hate
and
this.
very good.
I like this. I think A&E had like a talent show or something. I can't remember specifically, but like that's what furry conventions have started doing too recently. They've started doing like talent shows or other implementations outside of just dance comps of showing off talent from the furry fandom. It's really nice to see.
Eventually, we reach
Hey,
the
there's
most
Bray.
interpretation of the furries, the fursuiters.
Fursuiters.
Man, there were so many of them. Just out of nowhere.
Wait, was that Gnaw?
Packed into this room.
Was that Oyote? Hold on. There was Oyote. Where's Oyote? Oyote, where you at?
And man, there were so many of them.
There's Oyote! Oh my god, it's a suit sibling. Yeah, remember Oyote from years ago? I fursuited as him like a little bit before I got my first fursuit. Yeah, him and I ended up getting the same fursuit maker. We ended up going Phoenix Nest and we both have the same maker. It's just like, oh, there's Oyote. Huh, he's just chilling back there. What are you doing here?
Of the furries.
And there's Gale too! Sorry, I'm doing my thing again. I'm noticing everyone in these videos. I'm like, hey, I know this person, I know that person. But I guess it makes sense because like A&E is the closest furry convention to me. And like it's my local con. So obviously I'm going to know a lot of locals there. So it's like, oh, there's Gale, there's Oyote, there's that person I interacted with, there's Bray, like, you know, there's that. But yeah.
So many of them.
Yes.
Just out of nowhere, they packed into this room.
You ever think about how a fursuit photo shoot, like one room, there's a lot of money all in that one room. Everyone's there, condensed into one room, ready for the photo. Does anyone ever think how much money has filed into that one room in the form of colorful animal characters? It's crazy, isn't it? The gold room. I mean, might as well. I mean, the room is kind of goldy in color. Still, point being, it's weird to think that there is so much money in one room and it is taking the form of fluffy animal characters. What a world we live in. And you know what's the best part about this? Everyone in that room is living their best life.
Not even kidding. There must have been at least 500 different suitors packed into this one room.
Oh yeah.
And there were so many varieties of these guys too. Not one of these outfits looked alike. They were all created in their own special way. You gotta admit, the suits are pretty creative. Because the thing about being a furry is, it gives you the opportunity to create your very own character from scratch. Which honestly sounds like a pretty fun concept. They had so many different species, it was insane. It's not just foxes and wolves, they had so many different things.
I know Klee was there for a second, hold on.
It's not just foxes and wolves, they had...
I know that person, I know them, there's Liko, there's Chirpy. I've always wanted to meet them. They've got a really nice fursuit, not gonna lie. They're kind of one of my fursuit crushes. But still, I've seen them, would love to say hi to them one day.
So many different
I know
things.
Liko, there's Chirpy, there's Klee. I think I know that person who has Klee on his shoulders.
The amount of time and creativity.
There's Oyote. I think I know that person. I've met that person before. Sorry, I missed what you were saying about fursuiters.
Things. The amount of time and creativity that goes into designing all these characters is truly amazing.
Yes.
After which came the parade. A massive, at least 45-minute long parade. These guys got some...
There's J-Fed! And there's... I forgot their name, but I've met them before. They're a suit sibling! I love how this is supposed to be going over, like, your video that you made, Condensed Nuts. And I've meanwhile just used it as, like, spot as many friends as possible because you went to the same convention that's local to me. Oh, hey, there's Prism! I just recognized that was Prism, too. Love how I've turned this video into entirely something different. But I just realized this as well. I really like the style or the theme that you are going with this video of, like, kind of like a Steve Irwin style of like getting to know this like new species of animal and quite literally, you know, doing it with the perspective of learning more about furries. I love the style that you went for here. Like, this is cool. And also one thing I wanted to comment about the fursuit parade, thank God it was outside because it was like the middle of February, January, where like it's cold, it's New England weather. All these fursuiters are probably very warm and very hot after taking that big fursuit photo. Good call with having the fursuit parade outside, let me just say that.
It just kept going and going and going. We thought it would never end.
It didn't stop.
God, can
What? Boston's great. Man, your cameraman. So condescending. Really needs like a Snickers or something. You're not you when you're hungry. Also, fun fact, I was watching this fursuit parade, except I was watching it from the Jimmy John's across the street. That's the thing. On my way to the hotel from the con, there was a Jimmy John's and a Dunkin's. So I was set up for the day in terms of food and coffee before going to the con. So, you know, I enjoyed a nice Jimmy John's, like, foot-long sandwich while watching the fursuit parade. I'm like, wow, this is going for a while. There are a lot of fursuiters here. And then I was playing the same game I'm playing now, where I'm spotting all my friends. I spotted J-Fet and Prism, and I think there was another one. Can't remember their name for the life of me. But we're all suit siblings, so there's that.
Positive for 5 minutes.
Okay, now you're pushing it.
All right.
That's cute.
To put it basically, people wear fursuits in order to express themselves outside of their own skin. Which I can actually vouch for, because my senior year of high school, I volunteered to be the school's mascot. And it's hard to explain, but something about putting on a suit like that, like, tricks your brain into becoming a whole different person. No one knows who you are under there, and it gives you the opportunity to express yourself.
Imagine that, putting on a costume and role-playing and acting on and putting on a character that is not just you in the suit. Imagine that. It's a crazy concept. It's also kind of funny you say that, because there are a lot of furries who were like high school and college mascots.
Which is mainly the reason why people wear fursuits. It gives them the opportunity to express themselves in a fun, energetic way outside of their own.
There you go.
Eventually, our day came to an end with the experience of the dance-off.
Dance comp! Let's go!
And get wild.
Yeah, a lot of furries know how to dance better than I could dance even out of suit.
Furries know how to get down.
Yeah? Hey, wait.
What the hell was going on? Because this whole thing was so surreal.
Yes.
It's only been 2 hours.
We should have went bowling.
The masks weren't helping the situation either, because, honestly, who likes wearing these things? Because, yeah, sadly, COVID policies are still a thing. I thought we were past this shit. My biggest concern was we weren't here to piss anyone off or make fun of anyone. We want to be as respectful as possible, because we wanted to give them a chance.
Exactly. You're setting the precedent already early on in the video. I mean, first 11 seconds, you know, talking about furries in a manner that not too many people talk about them on the internet. So, respect to that. I already know the intention of this video, so thank you. But still, thank you for clarifying.
Here for the learning aspect of it. Because we weren't sure what fully goes on behind the furry fandom as well. Okay, we're here, be cool.
Why did you bring me here?
Shut up. Like most of these conventions, they usually have an annual theme. This year, the theme happened to be...
trains!
Weird flex, but okay.
I love trains.
And alongside...
I like trains. They're so great. Wait, I didn't even see this. I didn't even see what the whole schedule for the con was. You're already looking at the schedule? That's much better than what I do for the cons. I just show up and it's like, oh, hey, what's going on in here? Oh, it's the fursuit parade. Oh, that's cool. I came in on time. That's great. But yeah, most of the time, I don't even pay attention to it. But yeah, theme of the con was trains. What an interesting theme for a convention.
This year, the theme happened to be... trains?
It was really clever.
Weird flex, but okay.
It's a weird flex, but it was a good theme.
Themes, they have panels that are created by the community to help educate the public on
the history of the MPTA? Wait, no way that was an actual panel. No way. Someone came in and explained for like 30 minutes to an hour or so the history behind Massachusetts train transportation. Wow. Some people are dedicated. I would have gone to listen to that.
Public on certain things. I'm not gonna nitpick the whole panel thing because people sign up and do that voluntarily.
Yeah.
What was pretty cool about this whole thing was that not only this convention, but several other furry conventions, their main goal is to raise money for charity. This specific convention raises money to help youth homelessness and raise money to train service dogs in the community. This one happened to have a total registration of at least 3,500 people. But there are more widely known conventions out there that have registrants of at least 10,000. And this is...
Furry conventions are growing. I know that's not the point of what you're talking about here with charity, but it's still something to note that furries are still growing and they're still getting to be a bigger thing.
This is just covering one day at this event. Some of these things last 3 to 4 days.
Yeah?
There are some things we were unable to cover, which still left some common questions unanswered. So who knows, maybe we'll come back to this subject in the future. So consider this a sample
You
platter
should.
of what is at a furry convention.
You should. Oh, hey, there's Zito, and then there's that other person that I still don't remember their name. Also, let me just say for the future, if you need someone to help show you around a con, I'm more than happy to help.
that was basically it for our convention experience. It's just an event where furries come together, hang out with one another, show off their suits.
Wait, that was it? We're like halfway through the video and you're done? Oh, you were just talking about, oh, you did interviews. Okay. Okay, that's what you meant. I thought you were like, yep, that's it, we're done. It's like, damn, you got half the video. What's going on for the other half of it?
It's just an event where furries come together, hang out with one another, show off their suits, sell their artwork, get together, have a good time. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's literally it. If anything as well, you had a pretty eventful day for one day at a furry convention. You went to like this thing, then that thing. You went to pretty much all the major events at a con. You did all that in one day. That is a pretty eventful day for a furry convention. I'd be lucky to get one of those done. So hey, you know, kudos to you for getting that much done at a convention for your first time there.
But throughout the course of the day, we had to get into the meat.
There's Bolt. I love Bolt.
We had to learn more. So we reached a point where we had to ask the furries for real questions.
Oh boy.
Which I was pretty nervous about doing, because upon my research, some of these guys don't like to break character, and only respond through yips and squeaks. So how do you become a furry?
Some of them.
Alright. As if it wasn't enough.
Okay, that... You already knew what you were signing yourself up for with some of the interviews, but like... That was pretty funny.
Yips and squeaks. So how do you become a furry? Alright. As if this wasn't awkward enough.
You rude dick.
Hey, you tried doing this.
Oh, man.
But once we got into the swing of things, they were actually pretty chill, cool people. So what does it mean to be a furry?
I think like the general definition is just
interview
somebody
time.
who has a love for anthropomorphic animals, which is something like Bugs Bunny and like Daffy Duck, that kind of thing, where they're like standing on two legs and they have human characteristics. They just look like, you know, animals.
So
yep, that is the most accurate answer with regards to being a furry. To be fair, there's a little tidbit at the end of it that you should probably add of just like, oh, someone can be a furry if they want to, but just because you like anthropomorphic animals doesn't make you a furry. But still, yeah, you know, summarized answer, that's pretty accurate.
for me, to be a furry, it's a means of self-expression. It's a way that I feel comfortable being myself. It's a way that I'm able to connect with my friends. It's how I met my
Yes.
boyfriend Polar over there.
Absolutely.
Being a furry is all about connecting with other people in this weird and beautiful way that we're able to do it.
It's just like a fun hobby and interest for me. It's a good way to find people that tend to have like the same interests as me.
That is a metal AF fursuit. Oh my god.
Kind of like similar personalities.
How'd you get into it?
I went to a Comic-Con, cosplaying like some video game
Comic-Con.
character, and I found
Cosplay.
there. I'm like, yo, what's this? And they're like, hey, it's called furries. You want to hang out? I'm like, okay. So we hung out at the con, and then I researched it. And like, whoa, this is awesome.
I love these interview portions of these videos. It always gets me every time because one, furries are always so nice. Like they're so nice and welcoming of if anyone has questions about the community or the fandom or whatever's going on at these conventions, like they were happy to help and they were happy to explain things. I don't know the backstory behind how you got into interviewing these people, but at least from what I've known, furries are super, super chill and super, super nice. And what I love as well is each one of them had a different answer for what it meant for them to be a furry, whether it was the self-expression, whether it was the community, whether it was the literal definition of a furry. It's nice to see genuine interviews with furries when the interviewer is not trying to set things up in a negative tone. You are a shining example in this case of someone who is genuinely looking to interview furries that doesn't want to ruin their good time, that doesn't want to impede on whatever they're doing, and that genuinely wants to be respectful of the community while also learning more about it.
I think some people will say that they are born this way, and I truly believe that. Not like in a crazy way, but more like when I was younger, I always wanted to dress up and always wanted to...
Yes! Thank you! Talking about something with like nostalgia and wanting to do this stuff before.
So this is kind of a segue with the mascot work that I do.
Virtual pet sites. I saw like the more established like furry groups on there. Before then, I was just kind of in my own world, making my own little animal characters from like Disney movie, I guess, influences. I've always been interested in animal characters. My very first characters as like a kid were like talking lizards.
Whenever Zootopia came
That's
out,
so endearing.
2016, I was on that wave of furries. I got into through that movie. So I watched Zootopia, and I really liked the wolves. So I started looking for fan art
Mood.
of the wolves.
just mood. Oh my god, I forgot that there was art of Zootopia characters. It's kind of neat whenever I see people who are like, yeah, I like Zootopia, that I got into furry because of it.
I watched Zootopia, and I really liked the wolves. So I started looking for fan art of the wolves, and I found, I think, Takemoto's did the series.
Mood. You like one character in a movie as well, and you're like, I want to see more of that character. And then you start looking up art, and then you find the furry art.
From there, I went to like some subreddits, made some friends, and then went
Subreddits?
to Texas Free Fiesta in Dallas, and then
TFF, let's go!
So what is your fursona?
So my fursona is Charlie, or Charlie the Wolf, depending on the handle. It is a pink wolf on a
That's
gradient.
cute.
For me, he's sort of like a reflection of me. So my fursona isn't really a separate character. It's just sort of me as a big pink wolf.
I'm a rat, bat,
Yeah.
skunk.
That's how some people end up doing it. That's how I did it for a little bit. I think I have that, especially more so now. Yeah, pretty much everything's down. Lol, listen, don't laugh at me.
Well, I'm a blue tiger.
My persona's name is Asterisk. It's an alien creature of unknown species that just exists.
That is edgy as hell, and I love it. Edgy and cool. I don't know if the vibe you're looking for is edgy, but to me it looks edgy and cool, and I love it.
And it's based on one of my favorite fair rides called the Top Scan.
What's the worst part?
Your fursona was inspired by an amusement park ride? Holy crap, that is awesome. Oh my god, you might have found like some of the best interviewees ever, I swear.
What about being a furry?
I think the way that the public perceives it, I think that people fear what they don't know, and I think that leads
Yeah.
into a lot of aggression towards things that we don't know.
Yes.
I think that if you saw me out of suit, I usually wear business casual or formal attire in the office, and you'd be like, oh, that's a normal person. But I think that as soon as I say, by the way, I'm a furry, people, go leaps and bounds and assume, one thing or another about it.
Yes. Oh my god, yes. It's so funny because like the expectation of like what a furry is like outside of like the fursona and the fursuit and the character, like a lot of people are starting to see that there is a vast difference, or just in reality not that much of a difference, because furries are people. Like, I know there's this meme that's been going around of like how furries, like, ironically run like a lot of the world's functions today with like IT and like STEM. There are a lot of like doctors, lawyers, engineers that I know that are furries. I'm glad that it's being talked about now a lot more so, because furries are people. Like, that's it.
Cons can be kind of annoying to get to because there aren't a whole lot of it. Sometimes you have to like go out and like get to them, and like I don't trust airlines in my suits, so I can only go to like so many.
Mood.
It's expensive.
I mean,
It is.
It's not like bad because it's totally worth it, but definitely I spend a lot of money on this stuff, and so
Yeah.
sometimes it's the cost prohibitive aspect of it, but that's really anything, So it's not super unique to furries, but that's what I would say.
When we first walked in, we expected to see suits everywhere. But honestly, it's just a bunch of ordinary people walking around, hanging out.
Who would have thought?
Is because
Furries are people too! I know. It's such a weird concept. Not a weird concept, but it's just like some people realize it. It's like, wait a minute, furries are people too! Whoa!
Unique to furries, but that's what I would say.
when we first walked in, we expected to see suits everywhere. But honestly, it's just a bunch of ordinary people walking around, hanging out.
Yeah.
The reason being is because fursuits are expensive and can cost
Yes.
upwards as much as a used car. How much would your suit cost?
That's also quite generous. I know some people who have chosen a fursuit over a car, which, to each their own. If you can live without a car, then live your best life. But at the same time, there are some fursuits that are more expensive than a used car.
This one costs, I think, $2,000.
Yeah, it was about 4,000.
Jesus Christ.
2,100 after everything. I got this and a partial. So.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, fursuits ain't cheap. They're pretty expensive.
I made it myself, so
That's
long
still
time,
metal AF.
probably several $100 in supplies.
Another thing that
Wow.
surprised me upon research, they are an extremely open and welcoming community. A ton of these guys are
Yes.
also members
Hey,
of
there's
the
Adler.
LGBTQ or proud supporters of it, which I had no idea before this. Simply put, no one
Wow.
cared we were there. No one gave us trouble or nothing. But overall, it was a pretty unique experience. After
Yes.
spending a whole day surrounded by them,
You
I
had a good time at a convention. You had a good time because you were doing something that you wanted to enjoy and wanted to see what was going on with it. You weren't trying to be disruptive, and you still had a good time. Wow, we'd love to see it. We'd love to see it.
call it cringe, but it certainly was interesting. I mean, yeah, it's a little weird. Bro, did
Yeah.
a reindeer in shorts just boot my camera? And some old
I love that commentary. Did a reindeer in shorts just boot my camera?
and some old if you were outside of a fan,
That commentary, the tone of it was so good. I loved it.
consider it strange.
I would say yes. I would say that furry is strange.
Yes.
I'm standing here in a blue tiger costume, I would say that, you know, it is strange. But I look at other fandoms and I say, you know, there are other communities that are strange too. I mean, if you fundamentally think about something like anime, you know, I could say that that's strange. I could say that people's obsession over a specific thing like Star Wars, the people who are still engrossed in Star Wars, I could say, you know, that's kind of strange.
I like that. That's like a big thing that I don't think a lot of people realize is like furries are self-aware of what they're doing. Like we know we're weird and we're cringe. I'm happy doing what I'm doing now and there's nothing wrong with that. So you know what? I'm gonna keep it up.
The furry fandom is a producing fandom. Something like Star Wars and something like Harry Potter, that's a consuming fandom. So I would just say...
I forgot. That's a weird concept that I didn't even think about. Furries produce a lot of media and content surrounded within their, like, subculture or community. Meanwhile, like, other fandoms and communities have a sort of reliance on, like, the franchise. So, like, the Brony fandom, for example. They rely on more stuff from the franchise or, like, the creators to, like, you know, make more stuff. Of course, there's, like, room for creativity and like self-interpretation, like to some extent, but obviously a lot of franchises somewhat rely on new material.
I mean, we're not the only strange ones out there, but I guess that's not really a good way to phrase it.
Yeah.
Maybe, but I think I have such an open mind. You know, whatever people like to do, they like to do. As long as you're not harming anybody else and it's nice, safe fun, then you do you.
Yeah.
Man, this day was pretty bizarre, but it wasn't all that bad. We wound up growing accustomed to the surroundings. At
Oh.
least I have. But still, it was
You had a
pretty
good
unique.
time.
So my final verdict on the whole thing? Who cares?
Exactly, who cares? Who the hell cares? Let people do their own thing. That is the best verdict you could come to terms with. Although there's Gail. Hi, Gail. I love that verdict. It's not just like, oh, I love this thing. This is great. It's just like, who cares? Let people do their thing. I loved that. That is the best thing that you could have said with regards to the whole big picture behind all this. Who cares? Let people do their thing. If you enjoy it, enjoy it. If not, oh well. That sucks.
This is their world, and we just happen to be visiting. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter what you think. These people are accustomed to the whole misinterpretation of behind the fandom.
Oh,
They
so
do
there's
their own
Rurik.
thing. What you say isn't going to change that. They just come together in private and do their own thing away from the public. It's not just a small thing. This is a massive fandom with members all over the globe. Where are you traveling from?
Allentown, Pennsylvania.
An hour north of
Jesus.
here.
Also, that's another thing I forgot to mention. A lot of people treat furry fandoms and conventions like this, like furries are impeding on the space of others. Dude, like we paid for like the event to happen out of the way of everyone else. That's the thing. A lot of the time furries just kind of mind their own business and do their own thing. They're not trying to shove it in the face of others that don't want to see it. It's more of like they rent out in these conventions. They like have the space for themselves, obviously with their limits, during the weekend. And furries are just doing their own thing. That's really it.
Oklahoma.
Pittsburgh.
So like I said, what we say
Wow.
isn't going to make a difference. The fandom's going to keep growing. They don't care what you think. They just want to do their own thing. With their own
Hey,
thing.
there's the thumbnail.
At most, furries just want to feel respected. Which of
Yeah.
course will happen over the course of time. But in order for that to happen, people need to educate themselves and learn more about what it is to be a furry.
Yeah, but that's also wishful thinking for hoping people won't be ignorant. I don't know about you, but I'm kind of cynical. Just a little bit. Just a teensy bit. To me, that's a little bit wishful thinking. It is a very easy solution just to be informed about what it really means to be a furry and that the community is just trying to do their own thing.
We are beginning to advance as a society of cultural acceptance. So why not add furries to the mix? It's not like they're hurting anyone.
Yeah.
And besides, we've been around anthropomorphic animals.
You just had to start off with the Chester the Cheetah clip. I love it.
throughout our whole lives. These guys just happen to take it one step farther. But still, who cares?
Yeah.
It's not like they're knocking on your door like Jehovah's Witnesses. Cosplayers are world-renowned and well-respected for their crafts.
Thank
So
you.
when
Oh
furries
my
do
god.
it-
He's saying literally everything that I've been talking about. He's literally repeating everything that I've been talking about and adding to his point. This is a good video. This is a really good video. Holy crap. I like this.
line drawn here. But all in all, they're just ordinary people with an interesting hobby. The furry fandom
That's really
is
it.
a very unique way to express yourself. And not to mention the fact that most of these guys are extremely artistically talented. Far greater
I love that
beyond you
artist.
and me.
I love
Despite what
Silver
people-
Fox. furry cringe compilation. Oh my god. Still can't believe that was 6 years ago. Whenever I looked up furry, like when I was starting to get into the furry YouTube thing, that was the first thing that would always come up on my feed. Furry cringe compilation. Oh my god.
From what we've witnessed today, compared to what we see on the internet, is completely day and night. It just goes to show that you shouldn't trust everything that you see online. If you could say
I love how we needed that as a lesson of like, don't trust everything you see on the internet with regards to furries.
something to the haters, what would it be?
Say something to the haters. I think I would challenge them to perceive us in a different way. Focus on the parts that are more positive. You know, the friendship, the communal aspect of it. I think that'll kind of sort of help.
That's the thing as well. We're like asked to like challenge the furry haters or to say something to the haters. We don't like want to spread hatred. We're just like, hey, you know, perceive us in a different way. We're even like trying to be nice when we're told like to like confront someone that we dislike or someone that dislikes us. This is the example of killing someone with kindness.
Understand what we're about a little bit more.
I would invite them to come swing by a convention and talk to some of these people, find out what they do. I mean, a furry is someone who could be like an EMT saving your life.
Yes, that too. Furry doctors, furry nurses, EMTs.
It could be your professor. It could be your IT guy on
yes.
the other end of the line. So I would say it'd be nice.
It all comes full circle. This is all coming full circle.
It could literally be saving your life. I know a lot of people who do that, who are first responder furries, so be nice to them because they could be saving your life.
Barking at furries is cringe. You're just insecure about yourself.
Wow. Wow.
You're missing out, buddy. It's a lot of fun.
When we first got here, we have
It's a lot of fun.
Experienced a furry in our lives. But by the end of the day, we learn from our experience. They're just chill, charismatic, energetic people that are super friendly and extremely welcoming. And it seems like a pretty fun event. This is something I could probably get behind.
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, why not leave a like? And
you know what? Say no more. Say no more. Also, I'm subscribing because I like your voice and I like your content. That was awesome! Round of applause from me. I mean, I know I'm the only one clapping right now, but you know, that was a good video. That was a really good video. So first off, CondensedNuts. Thank you for making it. I loved watching it. The humor was great. Your like tone throughout all of it. I like it. I like the theme of you going in as sort of like a Steve Irwin style, like seeing like what the furries are doing or like checking out a subculture, like you're seeing like a new animal species or something. But then you like warmed up to the idea and just acknowledged that like, you know, furries are gonna do their own thing. I'm not a furry, but you know, let people enjoy what they enjoy. I love it. You inspired the idea after I saw your normie vid. Well, you know, I think it really should be noted that not every like non-furry who's going to conventions to like interview furry or see what furries are doing is bad. And I feel like, you know, throughout the years we've seen really nothing but that. And only recently we've seen a lot of people do the whole go to conventions to find out what they're doing and let normal people who aren't furries, I don't want to say normal people in a bad way, like see what's going on, like know what the community is like. You put a lot of thought into this. And if I could like this video twice, I would, but that would require me to unlike the video, which I don't want to do. Might be closeted now, I don't know anymore and done so much research. Look, at the end of the day, it is up to you, and you should feel no pressure about wanting to be a furry or not wanting to be a furry. It really comes down to you enjoy the community and want to be a part of it, and no one else should be able to tell you otherwise. It's literally you doing it. You could literally be like at the end of like what Saber Spark has done. Like he's been to a furry convention. He has like a furry animal character version of his regular character, and he might not still be a furry. It's up to him to decide. So realistically, you can enjoy it from a distance if you'd like, and there's nothing wrong with it.